What's your name and what do you do?
I'm Ms. Kane, and I teach calculus and pre-calculus at Morton East High School.
Describe how growing up in your household influenced what you do now / how you are now.
Okay, so growing up in my house, my parents, they didn't have much of an education. They went to high school, but they didn't get their college degrees. And the one thing that they always told me is that the most important thing was to get an education. And so when I was growing up, that's what I knew to do. It was like I needed to get an education. I was supposed to go to college. I needed to get a degree, and that was always the talk in my house. Is that's what you had to do. Also, when I was growing up, I had two older sisters, and I was 2 years younger than one of them, and 4 years younger than the other one. And when they would come home from school, we had these little play desks, and they would sit me at the play desk with like my stuffed animals, and they would bring me their homework, and they would have me work on homework just like they were working on. And I think it was homework that they were working on, or maybe just like they were working on. I really don't know which, and they kind of don't admit, but I think they made me do their homework when they would come home. But so that's kind of what it was. It's like I did a lot of the learning, I think, when I was younger, and it was the emphasis of always trying to learn and trying to get an education.
Growing up, did you have an idea of what you wanted to do career-wise, or was there a moment where you said, "Oh, this is what I want to do"?
Yeah, I think growing up, I never wanted to be a teacher. I helped out a lot of my classmates, helped them with their homework, helped them understand math. I was really good at it. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun, but I never wanted to be a teacher. I thought, oh, there's no respect, there's no good pay, there's long hours, it's really stressful. That's not what I wanted to do. Plus, like I said, growing up in my family, we didn't have a lot of money, so my idea was I had to get a job that paid a lot of money, had a good profession, made my parents proud, and I didn't think teaching would be that. But when I went to college, I tutored other students, I worked for the math department, I graded papers for professors, I helped professors administer tests. I also taught with a summer bridge program for students who were coming to DePaul. They had a program called the Bridge Program to help students who were first going to be in their family to go to college, and also maybe might not find success in college. So as I was tutoring those students, the professor said, "Do you want to try to teach a class?" And so I taught a class, and I found it really enjoyable. And so at that moment, I think I figured out that instead of fighting the idea of being a teacher, maybe I should actually be a teacher, because I thought it would be a lot of fun, and it was really enjoyable and very rewarding. Oh, sorry. Gio's eye caught me. I'm not done. And so, so then that would, I'd say, the moment in which I realized I wanted to be a teacher. And I spoke with a professor at DePaul, who I said, I want to be a teacher. This was my senior year in college. That's when I finally figured out what I wanted to do. And I said, okay, I'm going to switch my major. I'm going to become a teacher. And she stopped me and she said, don't do that. The one thing you need to do is to do what your parents always told you to do. Get your degree and finish it. She says, you don't know what's going to happen, but at some point, you might need that degree to fall back on. So if you give it up now and you stop, what if something bad happens in your life, or something changes and you can't finish your degree? Just finish your degree, and that's the most important thing. So I finished that, but then because I wasn't able to teach yet, I had to go to UIC, get my teaching certificate, and also I got a master's in math. So I actually wound up getting more math experience, getting my teaching degree, and having myself more marketable and in a better situation to be able to teach math better than I had switched and just done that in an undergrad.
What was the most difficult transition going from high school to college?
The most difficult transition from high school to college for me was realizing that I wasn't the smartest person in the room. In high school, I got A's in all of my math classes, A's in science. I was okay in the humanities, like English, psychology, history. I mean, I could pull off a B, no problem. Not always A's, but I didn't really work very hard, and it was just simple for me. So when I got to college, I realized that people knew a lot more than I did, and they had more challenging classes than I had had. We didn't have AP classes. We only had 2 AP classes in high school for me. It was AP Biology and AP Calculus. Those were the only 2. I wasn't interested in biology, so I didn't take AP Bio, so I only took AP Calculus. So I had 1 AP class, and I thought, oh, at college it's going to be no problem. Well, I got there, and it was quite a challenge, and there were kids who were smarter than I was, kids who knew how to learn better, and so that was really hard for me to adjust to. I remember there was one moment in which I was reading a textbook. It was Plato's Five Dialogues, right? That was the one that I was reading, and I couldn't read it. I mean, you think that you've read your whole life and you've read everything, and I was reading and I couldn't understand what it was saying. So I remember calling up my mom and I said, I don't think I can do this. I don't know what these students know. I don't know what these kids know. They're so much smarter than I am. And she says, well, bring the book home and let's read it together. So we sat there and we read it, and we must have read it 4 or 5 times. And she just kept reading and reading out loud to me until we finally could process and understand what it was saying and dissecting the book and really getting the ideas. And I think that moment is when I realized that learning isn't just about what you know, but learning how to learn. And that's when I figured out, how did I learn? I needed to get other people to help me. I couldn't just learn on my own, and I needed to spend more time and dissect things and just understand them better. So that was one of the most difficult things, but also one of the most beneficial things that I learned about myself.
When the time comes for retirement, would teaching still be something you want to do, or do you have future plans?
Okay, retirement. Wow. I always looked at, the idea of, if I'm going to leave Morton, I'm done. I'm not going to be teaching anymore. I'm going to be finished, because to me, my heart is here, and if my heart is no longer here, then it's not in teaching, because I only taught here at Morton, and I only want to teach at Morton. This is only where I wanted to be. And these are the students who I want to work with, and this is who I want to inspire. And if I'm not inspiring them anymore, I'm not helping them anymore, I don't think that I need to be doing teaching. I don't know what I would do, but I would stop this altogether. So no, if I retire or leave Morton, I will not teach again, because then I'm done. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Thank you.